Welcome back, everybody, to yet another episode
Let's go.
of Three Bros and a Mike. You know who we got here, man. We got Mark, J Mac, Mike, and yet again, the lovely Isla. Welcome back, Isla. All right, y'all. So the topic today is it's hard out here. Finding couple friends. Y'all follow me? Trying to find couple friends, and I thought this was a good topic to bring up because as all of us are married, you know, things change.
Right.
And in the past, you know, it probably wasn't hard to go hang out with friends because you probably had a catalog of friends. Oh, I'm gonna hang out with you this weekend. I'm gonna hang out with my crew this weekend.
Right.
My sisters, my ladies, my girls, whatever. Then you get married, and it's like you can't really do that. And now, as easy as it was to hang out with your friends and your crew, now you're trying to not I want to say accommodate, but now you have somebody else's opinion and mind to take into consideration.
Right.
So now you're working with your spouse, and now you're figuring out what your spouse likes, because what you like or what you look for in a friend or a hangout partner, he or she may not rock with that.
Right.
So now you got to try to find this middle ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that can be difficult because in the pursuit, not the pursuit of happiness, but but the pursuit of finding couple friends, it's like a hit or miss. Because, you know, you think, oh boy, you know, or your old girl that you knew way back when, who now has a significant other. Oh yeah, that's my homegirl. We good. And then when y'all get out, she acting different now, or he acting different now.
Right.
And it's not the same vibe as y'all had in college, or it's not the same vibe as y'all had in high school or whenever y'all knew each other. So it gets hard out here to find a couple friends. And not that you don't want to hang out with the ones you already do. Like, hey, I love rocking it with Mike and Mark and their significant others. But at some point, you know, you want to expand, if that makes sense. Or, you know, you don't want to always, like, call on y'all like, hey, look, I can't go out unless y'all come with me. You know, kind of thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I think it's a good topic to talk about. Like maybe if you have some advice or ways that people can link up with other people that are couples. Like, what do you do? Like, do you first have a conversation with your spouse? Like, hey, what do you look for in friends? Like, does that warrant a conversation? Something like that? What's
Right.
up?
Is it as deep as almost like dating? Right? Are you thinking about the same thing you were doing when you were dating, but on a couples level?
Ooh.
Right? Who are we looking to? What type of couples do we like? Right? How long do we need them to be married? You know what I mean? Like serious, like dating type shit. Like when you think about finding new couple friends, because you want to be relatable, right? You want them to have gone through something so that you can relate to me on when we talk about this, right? You want them, if they don't have kids, then you want them to be on some conclusion as to what they're going to do about that situation. Because when we get in that circle and you see me with mine, how's that going to make you feel?
Oh.
You know, so these are things that when you out here and you trying to bond with new people and find stuff that you guys have in common, these are the things, these are questions again, like you're dating, that you have to ask these people so that you know who you working with. I mean,
where do you find these people?
right. Or where could you find
Where
them?
could you find these people? Like, is it do a friend at work? Is it at church? Is it
Right. Meetup group on Facebook?
It's so atypical for us, right? Like, I don't think we're naturally like groomed or bred to interact as partners, right? Like we come into this world individually, unless you're a twin. Like,
Right.
you know, like you have your friends, you have your spouse, you have like, it's very individualized, right?
Right.
So like to try and like, of course, like you become a unit or union.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? After marriage or whatever.
Right.
But like to try and like, you know, naturally, organically find other unions in that same regard, I think it's a little bit more challenging based off of just like our upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Like bachelorettes, they know how to move as individuals and
Right.
interact with other bachelorettes and bachelors as individuals because like that's just all we know. And I think for the most, like for everybody, like I mean, it took a lot of years for us to to get to the marriage component or the relationship component.
Right, to be able to step fully into that.
Right, you know what I'm saying, and then to like still expect another community to have the same dynamic is I don't know. It's been a challenge for sure.
Isla?
I have no idea about any of this. We are
How many-
first, if not the first, one of the first
Right.
in our separate friend groups, separate and together friend groups to get married. We have a couple people that are friends, like a couple of my best friends are engaged to be married. His line brothers.
Okay.
They're engaged to be married. We're going to a few weddings this year and then next year. A lot of people are getting married,
Right.
but we're the only ones that are actually married.
Right.
So I don't even know where to begin.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's like to interact. Like I mean, like where does she go from that, right?
Yeah.
Like if she's trying to like, because to be a bachelorette or a bachelor and to like be able to like hang out with somebody in that same category,
It's
that's
easy. It's easy.
Yeah.
But like to find
Couple?
another couple, like that's not just. It's just not how we have been wired or how we've been trained or conditioned. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I'm kind of relying on the friendships that we already have, them getting married. But I mean, well, there will be one in Atlanta soon.
Yeah.
My line sister will not watch this podcast before.
Hey. Hey.
But
Hey.
that's it. Like I have my friends that are getting married and his friends that are getting. None of them live here, so it's not like we can
Right.
even like let's go hang
Right.
That's
out.
another
See that?
dynamic.
See that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
See that? Yeah, I think that speaks to how hard it is. Like you said, it's something that society doesn't push, right? We see all of these dating reality shows where singles meet singles, Paradise Island, and Love Is Blind, and Married at First Sight. Nobody's talking about couples meet up. Nobody's talking about creating something, some platform that why not we do speed dating for couples? Why can't we have friend groups where we have couples with kids looking for other couples with kids? Because it's hard. Even think about your neighborhood. The dynamic is so different from an age scale. People are empty nesters. People are just starting with kids, and there's a whole bunch of people in the middle that don't want to give you the time of day. You reach out, say, "Hey, what's up? What's your name? Why are you talking to me?" Damn.
No, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So I'm trying to find.
That too.
Yeah.
We were looking at houses,
Mm.
and we were like, of course, looking at new builds.
Of course.
And then also older ones with people with common sense.
Right.
But like in the new builds, like we're looking at the people in the neighborhood.
As you should.
Like, oh, they're all young. Like, oh, they tell that couple has a young kid, or
Right.
it's just two of them, and they're married.
Right.
Maybe your neighborhood, but
Maybe.
depending on the interest rates and
Hey.
location, you might go into a neighborhood that's already solidified. Like,
That's
I
it.
know with my parents, they were lucky. They got a new build when I was like maybe a couple years old. My sister was like maybe 10. And so a lot of the people who were in that neighborhood were all young, just fresh and married. So like a lot of the kids we all grew up together. So that could possibly be it. But who moves that often?
That's it.
Yeah.
But then like that, the whole neighborhood thing to me is like you're basing it off of face value.
Exactly.
Know
Cause you,
these people.
right. You see them outside playing in the backyard in the front yard with their kids.
Right.
You're like, oh,
They seem nice.
they seem nice, and then you get to know them. You're like, what the?
Right. These people are fucking crazy.
Now they know where you
Yeah. Right.
Oh my God.
So
Right.
it's like hard, man. 'cause
Right.
Like Mark, you said something I never thought about, like the longevity of the relationship.
It's real shit.
I never thought
There's
about it.
levels to this, and
I
we
never
say that
thought
for
about
everything we talk about.
Like you're 6 years?
6 years in next
6
month,
years
bro.
in next
Yeah.
month. Congrats, brother.
Yeah, bro.
I'm 5 years in. You're what, 2, 3? 3? And y'all are 3 months?
3 months,
2
right?
3 months, right?
3 months. Yeah.
So no, and just honestly,
Yeah.
could you see yourself hanging out with a married couple that's 2 or 3 months?
No. And there's nothing against
Right.
you or anybody. You know what I'm saying?
to offer each other.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's literally
never
it's like
thought about
dating.
it like
It's like
that.
dating.
Right.
If you got back in dating game, God forbid, next year,
Yeah.
right? Got back in the dating game, bro. Would you talk to a girl that's 21?
No.
What does she have to offer you, bro?
Right.
Literally, mentally, she's not there yet.
Well,
I'm sorry. She got a whole lot to offer, but we're talking about like on your grown man shit. We talk about what does she seriously have to offer? She ain't been through nothing. She ain't been tested, right?
So are you saying? So what's your cap? Like they got to be at least a year in, or
I mean, I don't know if there's a number,
Right,
necessarily, but shit. If I'm
because I'm thinking like and I don't know this for anything, but just throwing it as a hypothetical.
yeah,
You hanging out with a couple and they only been married half a year, but they've been through some shit.
right.
Does
That's what I'm
that
saying.
change
That's what I'm
the
saying.
dynamic? Does that change it?
It does, because you got people that get married later on in their relationship, right?
Yeah.
Some people are been together for 15 years but only been married for 3. That's different, right?
Different dynamic,
That's
yeah.
different because technically it's just like your job. I can count that as experience.
Right.
That's your resume. So y'all already have a kid together, or y'all already done bought your first house, or or you broke up and got back together, and y'all trying to make it like y'all have a story to tell. So now I have something I can add to that story, right? So we're in the same book now. So now we make sense. But again, if y'all haven't been talking for a couple years, you just got married, you have nothing to tell me. Like you don't. I have nothing to learn from you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
But real talk, like the first few times that we all hung out with Zay, you, and Mark, we all hung out. It was refreshing,
yeah,
and for me because I never had that experience of like hanging with. I've always had like my sister and her husband,
right. As
You know,
your
right?
point
and
of contact, so to
right?
speak.
Or my
As a married-
or my cousin and their wives or husbands, and it's like outside of the family dynamic. I never had that, so to hear what what y'all experience, and it's like, wow, okay, and then to hear what y'all go through, and then what
Right.
Zay and his wife go through. It's not to like shame or to air your dirty laundry,
Right.
but it's like a learning experience
It was relieving
for everybody.
Yeah, it's relieving.
Yeah,
like
for
you're,
It's all therapeutic,
and
right?
that's what
It
you
was
want.
therapy-
I'm not the only person
very
going through this shit,
therapeutic.
right? We all go
Therapy,
through
yeah,
the same.
For sure.
And so is it too much, or is this being extra, like sitting down with your spouse and like literally writing out what you want out of a couple as friends? Is that like being extra? Like, why we gotta do all that? Why don't we just go out there and just
Right.
Right. Is that too much to do? Like, hey, babe, let's sit down. Like, what kind of people we trying to hang with? Like,
Right.
let's write this down. We want people that are at least a year in.
Right, right.
Do they kids or no kids?
Right.
Does that really matter? Like, I think
Right.
those might be justifiable questions to
right,
ask. Because if you and JB you and your husband are aspiring to have children one day, I don't know if it would be conducive to
Your
hang out with people
aspirations, right?
who don't want kids.
Right.
Right.
Who straight up hate kids, right?
Right.
Well,
But,
it's smart for y'all to hang out with people.
yeah,
like
like that's. But is that shot? That's. But they might be good people. They just don't have the same beliefs, right?
that. But again, that's like you saying,
Man.
hey, I'm a Christian. Like I'm strong in my foundation. I know what I believe. I stand on it, and I love it. But you got people you're trying to have people to bring in your circle who
Yeah.
don't believe in anything, who don't their foundation isn't what you believe in, and they and again, we're not talking about people believe what they want to believe. We're talking about
Yeah.
they push that on you. That's the biggest
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
They say, "What's wrong with you? Why do you believe in something that you can't touch?
Can't see, can't
Why-
touch. yeah.
And they're over demanding in what they're saying, trying to make you feel bad about your beliefs.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
Now, I like that angle. So what about divorcees? I know.
Yeah, it's a little different, bro.
It's a little different. I'm
Yeah.
saying
What
what I'm
you
saying
mean,
is, you and your wife hang out with a couple.
Right.
Next thing you know, a year later they're divorced. That man or that woman has now found a new
Okay.
boo.
Mm.
Do you continue to hang out with them? You follow what I'm saying? Like they've been divorced once, so they may have been divorced
Yeah,
twice.
that's
Right.
interesting.
Like
Right.
every time they bring a new person,
Yeah.
like, is this something that I want to be around, or
Right.
I mean, they're a good person. They're
Right,
good vibe.
right,
they bring
right,
good
right,
conversations. They're inspiring. They're doing great things. But
Right.
you've been divorced a few times. Does that play a role at all in your minds?
It should.
How so?
It does. I think that if you're going to hang out with somebody or hang out with people. Yeah, no, I think it does play a role.
Okay. I mean, I feel like you're being not you, but you're being shallow, like, because you're not saying you're better than them, but like I don't want to hang out with a divorced person. Like they may be a good person, just a bad situation happened. You know, it might not be the right fit, but they find somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, hey, can we, do we continue to hang out with that person? Now they have a new person.
Right.
And what if they keep finding another new person?
Right. Well,
That's
yeah.
interesting because that's kind of what like Alan and I was talking about off camera a couple hours ago. Like, do you still remain?
Oh yeah, social media friends.
Like, do you still remain friends with this person or engage with this person?
Right.
Knowing that they're no longer in your circle, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't
If
know.
you're still
It's
friends,
touchy.
like if you're friends with both, they separate.
Who do you rock with? We talked about that before.
That's
Previous episode
that's
almost.
the weird part,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you rock with your family or do you rock with your friend that became your family?
Right.
See, but I don't know if it's
See,
about
I'm
rocking with something.
my family
Your
members.
your family.
Well, you always know who you're gonna ride with, right? But like,
Right.
everybody still has like a moral code, right?
right.
Yeah.
Ethical, right?
Right.
So it's just like, of course you're gonna ride with your person, but like, does you like
The other person
excommunicating
deserve.
the other person?
Right. Does that need to happen to?
Depends on like what happened.
Because again, like you talked about pettiness, right? So do you
Yeah.
want me to like wallow in your pettiness
Right.
for the time being?
Right.
Because I ride for you? So that
Right.
means like when you slandering her and you doing this or you slandering him or whatever, like
Right.
I'm supposed to ride with you on that?
Right.
I'm just like, no, I'm gonna ride with you because I'm like impartial.
To a
like,
fault.
I'm in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle.
I could, but I choose not to.
There you go. There you go.
That was the last
There you go.
episode,
Shout
right?
out. Shout out.
So I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's always kind of been like a weird, sensitive topic, which is why I was a little lost for words in your last question because it's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends.
It does. It does.
Because you don't want to. I don't want to say overstay your welcome with the friends you always hang out with. And what I mean by that, and it's probably the wrong words, but that's the one that came to my mind. But it's like if you always hang out with the same couple for everything, it's like at some point it's like I can see it becoming redundant. I can see it becoming like, oh, here we go. I mean, yeah, they're cool to hang with, but there's so many other people we can hang with, kind of thing.
Right.
And so you gotta at some point maneuver and expose yourself and put yourself out there. You're not gonna find them just chilling at home.
Right.
Or going to the same spots. You gotta try something different.
Got to.
Like you may want to go to a different restaurant. Who knows? You may bump into some cool couple that's sitting at the table next to you.
Right.
And it could be an organic conversation
Right,
like that.
right,
I've seen that happen before. I've seen it happen at church when some churches have these little small groups, like married couple groups and things like that. And then within that, they have like even smaller groups, like the married couples that have been under 1 year, and,
I like
1
the
to
sound of that.
5.
I like the sound of that.
So then now you're vibing, right?
Right.
So
now you got something to talk about.
So now you're doing the interview process, because now you're sitting there like, hey babe, you see that couple right there? You heard what they were talking about?
Yeah.
Like, yo, next time we see him, man, let's just reach out,
Yeah, let's see what happens.
and see what's what. Like, and you will hope church people are supposed to be wholesome people, but you never know like what people are going through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what people are going through. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard to. There's no one central location, right? Like you said earlier, you can find a single spot in a heartbeat.
Yeah, easy.
Like they always got ads and flyers
It's
and parties
singles
for
night,
singles and
ladies night,
ladies night, guys night.
Ain't no couples night. I want to see all the couples out
There
tonight.
is one. There is
all
one.
the
You
couples
don't
out
hear
there.
about
Y'all
it.
been in the game 5. I want to see all y'all tonight. No, man, no. They want you to be married, but they want to see you by yourself. Come to the club. Leave your man at home. Like
Have a club night.
they're not
Hey,
promoting. I mean,
married couples get in for free. Like, that ain't happening.
that ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
That's
So,
not happening. Like, it's
it's like,
crazy.
I mean,
it's crazy.
So, and I get it. What I'm about to say, I totally agree with what you said, but it's like you have some married couples that still hang out with unmarried boyfriend and girlfriend friends.
Right, I'm my friends, right?
Like you and JB might hang out, you and your husband may hang out with friends that are not married, but they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's cool, but at some point, like, it doesn't does it truly benefit you? Is that makes sense?
Or to a certain point, what does it become a negative influence, right?
Yeah.
Like if especially if you're doing the same things you were doing, like let's say for instance back in school, you got your friends that still are doing their own thing, haven't necessarily fully grown up yet. They're not in a serious relationship, and they having fun. They're telling like we out here, we outside, like to say now, right?
We outside.
We having fun. So and they want to always involve you. I'm like, no, I can't do that no more.
Now, I'll be outside with them, but my friends are very respectful.
Okay.
And my friends actually, so a lot of our friends, we cross the same year.
Right.
So we are
all know each other.
So we all know each other very, very well.
Yeah.
They all love my husband. And so one put me in that situation.
That's good.
So when I am outside with them, we're not going to ladies' night and they not finna be twerking up and doing whatever.
Right.
Because that's just not my interest. And they know that, and because I'm with them, like it's not even like where they have to actively change around me.
Yeah.
But it's just that they already know, like, oh, that's just not the vibe that we're on, and so they respect that.
Right.
And so whenever, maybe because we're so new in our marriage, we still have so many like unmarried friends,
Right.
and a couple friends that aren't
Right.
married, that where when we do hang out with people who are single or not married, like it doesn't feel. I don't feel
The difference.
I don't feel a difference.
Nah, not
but
yet.
Literally, we're 2 months in, so that's probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
why.
You're brand new to it.
Yeah. But
You know,
his friends are the same way too. Like they love me. They they never would put him in that situation or predicament. So
That's good.
We don't even like trip when the other one is like going out. It's actually get excited because
That's
we
good.
don't go out that much. So when one of us does go out,
Oh,
we're like, oh,
okay,
you going out with
yeah,
your
yeah,
friends?
yeah.
Hey, you better have something.
Hey, have fun for me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So my speaking on that.
Right now, though.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Right.
See how long that
Give it a few more years. Give it a few more years.
Right.
It's gonna start, bro. I'm trying to tell you. When that excitement turns to resentment,
Yeah. You be like,
you made it in. You made it in.
Again, right?
Again? But
Just went out 2 months ago.
right.
What about this kid?
But when the last time we went out?
Right.
You ain't take me out, but you going out with your own boy.
Let me
Hey,
check my calendar.
Mark,
Yeah,
don't
like-
start, bro. Mark, don't start.
Listen, no, but like that. No, that's real talk. Because she said something really I thought about when you hang out with your spouse and it's just y'all all the time. When does it become like? When does that conversation start? Like, hey, look, we need to start hanging out with
Oh my God.
other people. Like, I don't know if y'all have been there yet.
I've never been there.
Like, if you always hang out with your spouse and y'all do everything together, but not, expanding it out to the couples, does that conversation ever come up? Like, bro, like, when we gonna hang out with others, or are you cool? Is your spouse cool with it just being y'all two every time?
Yeah, I haven't experienced that necessarily because I'm the one always pushing to do couples things. Like, bro,
Gotcha.
like as you know, every year, let's do a couples cabin trip. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go drive here. Let's do a couple.
Yeah, he does do that.
Yeah, like let's do a couples night here. Let's go hang out. Go to the game. Let's I'm actually thinking about putting together like a couples like camp night type of thing. Like,
Right.
I'm always looking to do stuff because I know that outlet, what it does for me and what it does for us. Like we take home so much positive shit from those experiences.
Right.
Like it's priceless.
Yeah.
And I think we need that outlet.
But it also
So,
feels.
I mean,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead, I'm done, bro.
And I was saying to piggyback off of that, it also is, like you said, you're taking positive stuff, therapeutic.
Right.
But it also gives you a release, right?
Right.
Because I've learned this after 5 years, if you're always up under each other, where's your release?
You don't
You
have
know what I'm
one.
saying? Where's your release? And so when we have these little outings, it's your chance to, in your words, let your hair down.
Yeah.
As a woman would say, let your hair down and be you, and not be the husband, not be the wife. Respectfully,
Right.
just be you.
Just be you.
And all due respect, just be you and just have fun. Versus, you're with your wife, you gotta be a certain way,
Right,
act a
right.
certain way,
Right.
or with your husband.
Right.
Not that it's a bad thing,
Right.
But you just can't.
Right.
I don't know how to.
You can't confide the same way
Right,
that you can with your
right,
friends,
right,
right?
Like I can't.
Or somebody
I can't,
else.
I can't talk. I
Extrinsically,
can't
right.
talk to my wife about things that I talk to the guys about.
Right.
You know, not that I want to hide anything from her, but her
Or you can't talk to your wife about your wife.
Her understanding.
Necessarily. You know,
Exactly.
I mean, those little things.
It's the understanding part. Like,
because they don't, you won't understand. They don't take it like
it
the
goes
same.
back to what you just said about having some years under your belt. Like, it's the understanding piece. Like, I could talk to y'all about stuff that I'm going through, and then Mike could be like, yo, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dealing with that. And you can say, yo, I've been there.
Yeah.
But, like, with Isla's case, no shade on Isla. You know, I'm glad y'all married, man. But somebody who's 1 month in, it's like they're going to be sitting there like, I ain't been through that.
Right. That sounds.
It's only my third day out.
Like, there's potential there. There's potential there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. How would I handle that situation?
Right.
how would I?
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Y'all arguing about what? Like, man,
But now we see like
I
how
think that's gonna be us though.
exactly.
People are gonna come to us because we're the first one.
It will be.
Oh,
it
yeah,
will
for
be.
sure.
5 years from now, it will be. Watch. It will be. Y'all are setting the standard.
Right.
People, your friends, but you're not realizing it or not. Your friends are looking up to y'all right now. Like,
sure.
damn, like all of them did it. Like,
yeah.
I wonder how they doing right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. People ask all the time, "How's married life?" We be
See, you
like,
see that?
Yeah.
I don't know, nigga. We see each other every day.
I mean, it's the same, I guess.
Y'all-
Really, nothing changed.
y'all-
Like, did anything change?
Y'all are
Right.
unapologetically role models.
Exactly.
That's exactly what y'all are.
What you mean by that?
You didn't ask for it.
Ask for it. Oh.
You didn't sign up for it.
Right.
But you became it.
Right.
Because, you know, God put something on JB's heart to marry you, and for you to accept it.
Right.
And
Right.
now you are being a shining light for that generation.
Right.
Like, you know what? Like you said, like if they
Fair
can
enough.
do it,
Fair enough.
Right.
there's
Fair
somebody out there for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I really
Yeah, fair
feel like
enough.
a ripple effect happened.
Yeah.
And whether it was intentional or unintentional, but like
Right.
that happens all the time. Like when we got married, or we started that process, and then we looked at everybody else like, look, the time, your clock ticking now. Like,
Yeah, because if all your friends who are dating, everybody starts getting married,
Right.
and you just sitting there still dating, one of y'all is gonna be like,
hey,
all right,
right.
what are we doing?
Like, what we doing? Right.
So is it necessary to have couple friends,
Yes.
or can you just rock with your
I would say
spouse?
necessary is helpful for sure. For sure.
Necessary.
For
Necessary.
sure.
I
Helpful,
think
Necessary?
You have to have both.
not necessary, but helpful.
Necessary.
Okay, you say necessary
For your
double
health,
click on that.
you need that, bro.
for your health.
Your health. You need it as much as you need understanding. You need it as much as you need support. That's what it is. Because again, you can't talk to your woman about your woman as much as you can talk to your homeboy about your woman. It's not the same
Yeah,
conversation.
but the homeboy that you're talking to, like, does he have to be in a relationship or in a
you just said it helps, but I'm saying it to me. It's a necessity because the conversations me and J Mac can have about our marriages are different than the conversation I have with my guy that never been married. He don't know what the fuck I got going on. Like, not
Sure,
seriously. He
sure,
can say, "Well, I can see that." No, nigga, you can't.
Nah, I really
you can't
can't.
see
Nah.
that until you
That's real. No, I
been
got you.
there.
I
You
got
don't
you.
understand
I
what
got
I'm.
you.
What I'm
Yeah.
really trying to say to you, bro. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
like this situation is crazy, and this is how we're working it out. And you know, not to discourage you from getting married, but you know, this is my story, bro. Like, you know, and this, look out for this, and you know, if you need some guidance on something, reach out to me because that's you become again that standard. And people are going to ask you questions and look up to you, and then you're going to cause other people to get married, whether they're ready or not. And you're going to see, like I said, wait, give about 7 years, you see the dominoes start to fall. People are like, damn, I shouldn't have got married when I got married. I shouldn't have married
I
a
think
person I
the
chose.
only thing that
man.
changes it is like, you know, when you add kids into it, because otherwise, I think like the birds and the bees, that conversation will always be the same. Like what JB or whomever what may complain about like. their
You mean
woman
like relationship
or
wise?
It's always going to remain the same. It's going to be like, all right, they're crazy because of this reason. Like she bitches about this for this reason.
Yeah.
Like I don't meet her at this need for this reason, right?
Right.
Whether you're married or you're single, whatever. Like
Right.
women are still gonna be women, men are still gonna be men, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
like
true.
I think like when you add kids into it, that's when the whole conversation of like the
Compatibility and
yeah, or
Or-
compatibility, but like the relationship side of things, where it's just like, all right, cool. Like, I mean, do we necessarily need to vent or to get advice from other couples. You know what I'm saying? Like, because otherwise, like, I feel like with men, like,
you feel like men are men and women are women. So regardless of what relationship status they're in, they can relate to each other.
100%.
I
Unless
see
there's
that.
kids involved.
I can see
That's
that.
when it's just like, all right, cool. Like,
I can see that.
like,
I can see that.
she not loving me the same way she do. Like, bro, you got a whole child, right? Y'all
Right.
got a child together. That's when it changes, you know?
I would, one thing I would counteract to that, right? You are right, but then there's a whole other side to that because J-Matt, no, when kids come in the game, everything changes.
That's my point.
Everything changes, right? And it's a lot of positivities, it's blessings, all that stuff. Yes, but if you don't get in front of it, stuff can start cascade, and it gets on you quickly. And if you don't have an outlet to talk to somebody, to work through it, and to figure it out with your spouse, shit can go bad quick.
That's my
right.
point.
So, but you're right about that. Kids change everything.
Kids.
But on the other side of that same spectrum is like, a ring changes shit too. Like when you sign those marriage papers, something changes. Like it's not just hey shit, I don't like you no more, so I'm going. It don't work that way. Like we have to figure this out.
Yeah.
Like so on that aspect, that changes. You know what I'm saying?
The seriousness.
The seriousness of this.
changes.
It's a whole lot of shit that we got. The repercussions change.
Laker
Bro.
mentality.
Yeah, I mean,
it
We gotta figure this out.
Like I get what you're saying, but I'm with you. I'm with you, Mark, because I feel like everybody should have a safe space.
right.
And your safe space may not be with your spouse,
Not fully.
not fully,
Right.
because again, the relatability, right? And like you said, men are men, women are women,
Right.
But at the same time, it's who I'm speaking to as a man
Right.
that is going to dictate how I vent,
Right.
because there are some men that just don't understand.
Yeah, but Jimmy Mack, the way
Like,
the way I would vent to you now, I will vent to y'all now. I don't have a child, right?
Right.
That's gonna be completely different a year or 2 years from now.
With
like
child.
the way I would like it's
Yeah.
like
but what I'm saying is like, even if I have a guy friend that isn't married or just in a relationship,
Right.
he's not gonna vibe with me. Like, like I got a friend now who's married, but don't have kids.
Right.
But he understands me when I vent to him. It ain't got nothing to do with kids.
Mm-hmm.
It got nothing to do with kids. I'm just venting to him about, just being relatable.
Right.
And just talking to him about being, as a man, just talking to him about being a husband, all of that. It ain't got nothing to do with being a father.
Your responsibilities change once you
change.
sign those papers and like you say I'm married. Like it just move different because again, single people, you can leave when you want to leave, technically, right? And I know as a married person you can too, but it's not the same. You can't just walk out.
you
got
vent to somebody,
legal
like,
shit gets involved.
Not being a not being a father, like
No, I'm saying like when you got stuff on your mind, and like your wives don't tell you everything. They tell their girlfriends or however they do it.
Right.
Me, if I want to vent, like I know that my wife won't understand. Like finding a safe space to talk to somebody about that.
Right.
Like I know I can't go to some of my friends who are single or who are just out there being a bachelor because they're not gonna vibe with me.
Nah.
But somebody who's married, for me, I don't see them having to have kids for them to understand my venting or my expressing myself.
Right.
Now, if it's dealing with kids, then absolutely.
Right.
Like I would go to Mark or I would go to Zay. But if I'm just venting about being a husband,
Right.
just straight up, like, man,
Right. Day to day, right.
just
I got
the
you.
mental
I got you.
capacity
I got
of
you.
being a husband,
I got
and
you.
all that comes with that, the responsibility part,
Right.
of being a provider,
Right.
and trying
All
to take
that
care of the
shit.
house,
Right.
the bills,
I got you.
Right.
I got you.
and taking care of your wife,
Right.
and all of that,
Being good enough.
being good enough,
Right. Being judged every day.
That's, right,
The
and
criticism.
all
I mean,
of that plays in your mind. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
so,
I mean, it's great. Well, I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying.
like, but I would assume, Isla, that your husband, being in a fraternity, that he has a circle of friends that he can confide in.
Hold on, the fraternity.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Established
I didn't.
Not
I
a
didn't want to be
fraternity.
disrespectful
The-
and say it the
Not
wrong
a
way.
fraternity,
Oh,
the
man.
fraternity. Mark, no
No,
disrespect.
no disrespect. But I didn't want to say the Greek name wrong.
Right, right.
Nothing.
The fraternity. The audience know.
The audience
They
know.
know.
Hey,
The fraternity.
what else is there? That's all I'm gonna say. Man. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
Oh my
Hey.
God.
But
Hey.
I said Alpha and Omega, right?
There was Alpha before Omega. It had to be Alpha before
Hey, the last shall be first.
Hey yo, and on
that's all
that
I'ma say.
note,
That's all
on
I'ma
that
say.
the
note,
bar. No, that was a bar. The last shall be first.
that last
first shall be
first,
last,
and the
baby.
first shall be
Yeah.
last.
Come on, man.
And look,
Yes.
and on
Hey, we
that
love
note,
y'all, man.
Hey.
we love
We
y'all.
love y'all.
Hey.
We
love y'all, man.
Y'all need
Yeah,
couple friends,
shout
man.
out.
For real.
Hey,
Like, comment,
Like.
subscribe.
let us know what
All
you
the
thinking,
stuff
man.
that
Appreciate
the
y'all.
Shout out to Isla again.
Thank you for our
Hey, we
special
love y'all, man.
visitor.
Yes.